Hi everybody, I'm Michelle Sloan. I am your local residential realtor with Sibcy Cline, and this is the SloanSellsHomes.com open house on 55 KRC, the talk station. Ben O'Brien joins us from Sibcy Cline Insurance Services.
Hello.
Hi Ben. We're going to talk a little bit about insurance during the summer months. A lot of people are traveling. Let's talk a little bit about what kind of insurance you might need when you're doing your weekend getaways or going away for a week. Tell me a little bit about what we should think about.
Well, the beautiful thing is I'm not telling you to buy more insurance.
Oh, that is
which I often do. When you're traveling, most places you're going to go, be it internationally or nationally, or just like I said, a weekend getaway, your belongings and even the liability on your homeowner's policy will cover you wherever you are. You've got protection on your homeowners in a renter's policy called off-premises coverage, meaning that anything you own and bring with you will be covered anywhere in the world.
So that's standard coverage?
Standard coverage,
okay.
Nothing, you don't have to purchase anything extra. This comes on most policies.
So let's say I have a big suitcase full of stuff and somehow it gets lost, damaged, or somebody in the carousel at the airport takes my luggage and I never see it again. Am I covered?
Well, you first want to talk to, that happens to everybody unfortunately, check with the airline, number one, right? They can typically protect you, but if you need to use your homeowner's insurance, you certainly can, subject to your deductible. That's the only piece of it, right? So oftentimes a homeowner's deductible might be $1,000, may not cover everything, but it's still there. If you're bringing valuable things with you, it's nice card to have in your back pocket if you need it.
Good to know. That's really good to know. Anything else about when you're traveling, about the coverage that you might want or need or that you already have?
Well, we talk about renting a car, right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes when people go on vacation, they rent a car for the week, or even if they're going on a weekend getaway, they might rent a minivan, whatever it might be. The question we get at Sibcy Cline Insurance probably weekly during the summer is, I'm renting a car, do I need to purchase that expensive coverage from the rental company? Get this all the time. And for the most part, if you carry full coverage on your automobile, you do not need to elect the coverage. All that coverage will transfer to the rental car.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's important to know. We get asked about it all the time. Now, that being said, if you carry liability on your car only, you may want to elect physical damage coverage because if you don't have it on your car, it won't be covered on the rental.
Okay, good to know. So most often, if you've got full coverage,
you're good to go.
So let's move on to pools and trampolines. Now's the time of year. People are playing outside. They're playing in the pool. What kind of coverage do you need if you actually own a pool?
Well, I think the first thing you want to do if you get a pool installed or you buy a trampoline is to let your insurance agent know.
Okay.
Different companies handle pools and trampolines differently, but a good rule of thumb is if you decide to purchase a pool, you've got to make sure your yard's fenced.
Yes.
If you buy a trampoline, you want to make sure that the trampoline has netting.
Okay.
If it doesn't have those features, oftentimes an insurance company won't be an acceptable risk. So it's something you want to certainly consider.
So if somebody would get hurt, let's say the trampoline was an old school trampoline like maybe I used to jump on when I was a kid. It's a liability issue.
It's a certain liability issue, and that's a good, liability is an important piece of this too. When you have a pool and you have a trampoline, anything like fun activity in your backyard, there's a risk that somebody can get hurt, right? Be it your kids, be it the neighbor's kids, whoever it might be, things happen. Something you want to consider if you do elect to purchase something like this is to look into purchasing what's called a personal liability umbrella policy. What an umbrella policy does is it gives you an extra blanket of liability, an umbrella if you will, that gives you additional coverage if the liability you have on just your homeowners isn't enough. If something is to happen and that's exhausted, the liability umbrella would kick in.
Yeah.
So an umbrella protects you. It's typically only a couple $100s for the year and gives you usually an additional $1 million of liability to make sure that there's no situation where you have to pay out of pocket.
Okay. Okay, so another fun thing to do during the summertime is boating. If you own a boat, you better have boat insurance. That's just not even a thing. Right?
You really have to have it. I mean, there's some that I think try to skate by that, but you certainly can be, your boat can be stopped, people can check for it, and along with anything else, things happen on the water. Not only to protect the boat if something happens, if it sinks, there's protection for that. If you need a tow, there's protection for that. If the radio's damaged, anything like that in a storm, we can help you with that. And the liability on the boat is obviously the most important piece. If someone gets hurt on the water, you want to make sure you're protected.